Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some basic configuration setup of Pycharm on a Windows-based computer. When you launch Pycharm for the first time after installation, you should get a screen like this that asks you to import Pycharm settings. This usually happens if you've got Pycharm installed previously and you are installing maybe a different version and you've got some settings saved. By default, you should have do not import settings check. So make sure that setting is checked and then just click OK to progress to the next screen. So this is my Pycharm icon. Just going to click on it to launch it. So the very first screen you get is the previous screen I showed you. Once you've got that, it then presents you with this screen here. Just click the box that says I confirm and click continue. If you click reject, it will exit. So make sure you click continue. And that will give you this screen on data sharing. Just click don't send. So it's asking you to send some data on your usage. So for now, click don't send. And it then tries to launch Pycharm. So give it a few minutes to launch. Once it launches, we can begin the basic configuration setup. Pycharm is a very powerful IDE for Python and it has lots and lots of stuff in there. So we're just going to focus on the very basic configuration settings to get you up and running with Pycharm. So this is what you get. Click on this configure option here and click settings, and we just wait for it to come, and then you get the options like this. So this is the settings page. On this page you can change different things. You can see we've got appearance highlighted. This is the appearance interface where you can change stuff. This is the default theme, which is the background color you can see. If you want to change, you can change that. Say for example, I want a darker theme. I'll click on that and that will give me a darker theme. So if I click apply, you can see the theme has changed to a darker view. So there are different configuration settings here. If you want to do different things, if for example I've got the editor here, the editor is where you write your code. There is an option here called font. If I wanted to change the size of my font, if it tells you here this is the current size, if I wanted to change it, say for example to 20 in size, and it gives me what it will look like. So again, I can accept that. And there is an OK button here. I just click OK to accept that setting. I have not quite finished with the configuration. I need to go back in and click settings. And what I want to do next is set up the project interpreter. The interpreter is very important. It is what interprets the code you write into a code that the machine can understand. So I'm just going to move this up a bit so you can see here. And the bit I'm interested in is this bit here that says project interpreter. So I'm going to click on it and that will give me this interface. So here you can see here there's no interpreter selected. So I need to add an interpreter. So you can see I've got a drop down here. There's no interpreter. So here in this sign here, I can click add to add the interpreter. So you can see here is giving me some suggestion of where the interpreter could be. I've got Python 3.7, so it's pointing to that directory. So I want to accept that. So I don't want to use a virtual environment, so I'm going to click on System Interpreter. All these settings can always be changed later. So it's got my interpreter selected as that, Python 3.7. What that means is that any code I write will be interpreted in this version of Python. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to click on this OK button, and that will try to load the package list that I can use with the interpreter. So it's giving me, I'm going to be using pip and setup tools. So once I am happy with that, I'll click on the OK button here, and that will start updating the Python interpreter. Once the interpreter has been updated, you're back to the welcome screen here. You got option to create a new project, to open a project, to check out from version control. So I'm going to click this button to create a new project. Click on that, and it gives you the location. This is very important, where your project will be stored. It gives you a default name of untitled. So I'm going to change that untitled and just type in Python course. You can type in whatever name you like. And then here under project interpreter, I'm going to click on that to expand it to make sure I've got the interpreter I need. It says new environment, using virtual environment. I don't want to use a virtual environment at this moment. So I'm going to check this box that says existing interpreter. So it's going to use this interpreter that I have, which points to where my Python was installed. I'm going to click create, and that will create the project. So once the project is created, you get this screen that says tip of the day. This screen pops up every time you launch Pycharm, and there's a checkbox here. If you don't want it to show up, just uncheck it. But I'll recommend you leave it because it might have some useful tips. You can just close it for now. And this is the interface you get. That's the project that has been created. So I'm going to end this part of the video here, and we'll continue in part 2, where we will create a Python file. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.